My name is Patricia, and this is my night sky story. I'm a firm believer in the old adage, it just wasn't in the stars. It was 1983. I was 27 years old, working in the Toronto Star building when I met Hugh. He was the tenant coordinator for the building, and we were doing some renovation and expansion. And the first time we spoke, it was on the phone. And I remember thinking, God, there's something about this guy, the sound of his voice, the way he spoke. We just connected on the phone. So we scheduled our first meeting, and the attraction was immediate and mutual. And we dated for a short time, but he had already committed to move back to BC, where he had moved from Toronto a few years prior. So when he left, he broke my heart because I was very smitten with this man. We continued to stay in touch. We wrote letters in those days. He came back to Toronto from time to time to visit family. And it just kind of died a natural death because he lived in BC, I lived in Toronto, wasn't going to go anywhere. So we got on with our lives, he in Vancouver and me in Toronto. And I got married and I had my children. And fast forward now to about 1999. I went back to work. I'd been off work for a few years while I was raising my family, and entered the internet. And I thought, I'm going to look him up. He was always in my heart. I never forgot him. He was a very special guy. And so I found his email address and I sent him an email. And we just started communicating by email. We got together for dinner for a few times when he came back to Toronto to visit family. But he had subsequently entered into a domestic partnership with somebody in BC. So I just thought, that's it. It's over. It's not going to go anywhere. And that's the way it's going to be. But we continued to stay in touch by email and on Facebook and, touch base from time to time. And I guess his domestic relationship dissolved and I was no longer married. And the last time I saw him was Boxing Day 2006. We'd had dinner here in Toronto and he was visiting family. And then on Valentine's Day 2016, I got a text from him that simply said, "Happy Valentine's Day, pretty lady. I hope all is well. We haven't spoken in a while." And we just started texting. It was that Valentine's Day. We had a bit of a conversation back and forth for a while. And about a week later, I got another text. And, oh, that's nice. And we just kept talking. And another few days went by. I got another text. And then the texts became more frequent, and we'd chat throughout the day and just talk about, the weather and what we're doing and what our plans were. And he said he was coming to Toronto to visit his mum for Mother's Day in May, and we should get together for dinner. Now, I hadn't seen him in 10 years. And we got together on May 9th, 2016, and it was like no time had passed. It was the start of our romance, and it's been 2.5 years. It's still long distance at the moment. There's been a lot of traveling, a lot of Skyping, a lot of texting, a lot of vacations together, our special place in Tofino. But he's coming home. He just turned 70. He's packing up in Vancouver and moving back home to Toronto. So in 1983, it wasn't in the stars. But on Valentine's Day 2016, it was. This is us, and this is our night sky.